the depths of Chicago, live and direct. It's the Rico No Suave Show, starring Rico No Suave, with co-host Valerie Malesio, featuring special guests every Saturday. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is Rico No Suave. Ritmo.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It's your boy Rico No Suave here. Welcome back. Tu sabe, mi gente. I am ready to go with each and every one of you guys once again. Oh my God. OMG. Man, 23 de octubre, mi gente. We are ready to go towards the end of October. Yes, we are almost done with October as well, too, everybody. So welcome to the show. I'm so happy. I am your host, Rico No Suave, and I'm so glad to be your host for today because we have a fun-filled, packed show for you guys. And, of course, you know who's also fun to be around is my co-host, Valerie Malesio. What's up, Valerie?
Feliz sábado, mi gente.
Feliz sábado it is. What's
we
going
are
on?
heading already to wrap up October, and it's just insane
Yep.
how fast we hit the ground running since August. Was it about July, August, when things started to open up a bit more?
Yes.
And it's just like you blink your eyes and it's already October. I mean, you know, we're barely getting in the pumpkin spice season.
Yeah.
And now we're going to, get the turkey season.
Yes.
And then Christmas is like just around the corner.
Well, don't forget about Thanksgiving because we love to eat, right? I mean, Thanksgiving is not too far away. We're about a month away from Thanksgiving already.
Almost exactly a month away.
Man,
I'm ready.
Me too. I'm super ready. All right, everybody, you already know that's my girl Valerie Malesio checking in. All right, let's get to our social media. Our social media, everybody. Hey, Rico No Suave Show. Boom. You already know. Instagram, everybody. Yes, you couldn't wait to hear that boom, right? Yes, that's what it is. Follow us there at the Rico No Suave Show. That is our official account. So make sure you please go and follow us there. Let's put that website up. Our website is www.riconosuaveshow.com. Yes, that is where you'll find all of our past videos. You'll also find out some of the DJs, Chicago's hottest DJs in Chicago, giving you those mixes and all of that great stuff. Check out our photo gallery. Here we go with the next one. And we are at Facebook. Yes. Hello, Facebook.
We love
yes,
you.
we love you, Facebook. Yes. So Facebook, we're still there for you, and of course, we will be back.
We are.
We're going to be back. So everyone, yes. So we will be back on Facebook as well too for our talk show. So make sure you continue to like us there. And last but not least, yeah, it will be.
We've had a bit of a strained relationship with Facebook, but you know, we're working it out.
We're no longer strangers.
Right.
Yes.
We're a little bit in therapy, but we're good.
Mixcloud.com/Rico No Suave Show. Share that link right now, everybody. And please make sure you tell people to tune in to the Rico No Suave Show right now because we are just ready to go. All right, that is our social media handles, everyone. And we do have the breaking news. Our breaking news, everyone. I'm super happy about the breaking news.
We are all excited.
Here we go. Go. Chicago Sky are the champions for the WNBA. Yes.
There you go, ladies.
Yes.
Put us on the map.
Big shout out to WNBA, man. We got another championship for Chicago, right? This makes another big difference in regards to letting people know that Chicago, we have talent.
On the map, baby.
You know,
on the map.
The cool thing about this is, Valerie, is that it's all women power.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The
absolutely.
women power behind this that I really love about this and just showing the love and how everyone just came out to Millennium Park to actually just go crazy.
It is
right?
such an honor, and we are so excited that this happened in our city. I mean, at that parade, did you see the parade pass by your house?
I did.
You know, they had Chance the Rapper out there.
Yeah.
Were you trying to get on camera?
No, I didn't try to get on camera. I didn't want to hook him up with the Rico
Rico was like, look at me, I'm here.
Right.
I know they won, but I'm here. Super exciting. I watched pieces of it, you know, during the day, you know, on the news.
Yeah.
And it's just so nice to have so much excitement for a championship in the city.
Yes. And you know,
So
I really love it because it's just to let you know that Chicago is always on the map. It's just timing for us to be able to get another championship. Now that we actually have really great rosters across the board, besides injuries, you know, I'm a Bear fan, so injury report. But it's just good to be able to notice the Chicago Bulls have a championship. Super Bowl for the Bears. We have the Blackhawks that actually has a championship as well too. We have WNBA. We have the Chicago Cubs. We have the Chicago White Sox.
Right.
You know, everyone, as far as our teams, we actually represent a championship or a Super Bowl.
I'll tell you something. Chicago is a fan's spot.
All day.
I mean, people will rep their teams. I mean, all you see is sports shirts everywhere on people, hats, and it's such an exciting city.
Yes,
when it comes to sports, you know, and it really is.
Yeah, and I'm so happy for Chicago. Let's get it on.
Congratulations,
Congratulations
to Chicago Sky.
Chicago Sky it is. I've been waiting for years, you know, to actually, you know, have this gentleman on to the show. I've known him for quite some time, but I have to say that his name has always been on the radar, you know, as far as for the Rico No Suave show because of the great things that he have done. And also big shout out to my man, DJ Rodrigo, you know, that was us on the show. And he actually said, hey, you got to have this guy on your show. I'm like, dude, I already have him on the list, right? He's always been on a list, right? So, you know, just to let you guys know about a little bit about this gentleman, he is, every time I see him, he's a conguero, right? A conguero by heart, conguero by music. He is the band leader. He's also is a great musician for Suena Latin Jazz.
Suena.
Band, right? Suena, baby. So, and also he is a DJ and MC. So I'm kind of happy that, you know, I have another MC in the building as far as with us as well too. So I want you guys to toot your horn, right? I need you to go and slap some tables. Put your hands together for none other than my man, JC Delgado. What's up, Papa? How are you, man? Too sorry, man. Too sorry. Welcome to the show, Papa. Welcome. So, you ready?
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Let's get it going. You got me nervous, man.
Yeah, that was quite an introduction.
Thank you, guys.
But you know what? Every word of it is true. I mean, you've got so much going on with you.
So much talent, my man. So much talent.
Man, I am genuinely humbled. And thank you, guys. Thank you, Valerie. Thank you, Rico.
No suave.
No suave.
Too sorry, Papa. Too sorry.
It's hilarious because every time I think about your name, I always think of remember Rico Suave.
Of course, Rico
Suave.
So we just switch up the words. We just
no,
sing that to him.
Hey, he's good, man. Because there's nothing suave about you. You're completely suave. You're the man.
I appreciate you, man. But welcome to the show, man. Let's get right into it because, you know, a lot of things comes around music and how you basically connect the dots. So growing up, how was music for you growing up as JC Delgado?
Man, it's amazing. It's funny because I started thinking about that this week, and I'm like, yo, it's weird. In my family, I'm the only musician. I'm the only one that has. I'm a DJ. I'm a musician, and I'm saying in my immediate family, there's four brothers.
Sure.
My oldest brother that passed away in 2003.
Oh,
Rest in
sorry.
peace.
He was a diehard. Thank you. He was a diehard salsero. He loved salsa, and out of all four of us, we're all big dudes, if you could tell. You know, so he was the smallest one. He was skinny, small. He was 8 years older than me, I think it is.
Okay.
And we used to. You know, he's the one we would always box with and play fight, and you know. But he had a huge collection of CDs when CDs first came out.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know what a CD is, it's that small brown thing. Sorry, go continue.
Yeah. So my brother Omar, his name is Omar. He played trumpet in high school also.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So he had CDs, and I was 8 years younger than him, so I would take his CDs and I'd play his music, and he would get mad at us because I would take the CD.
Probably put them back in the wrong cases.
I would go to his house and grab a stack and be like, I'm taking these, I'm going to use them, and then I'd bring them back. So he was my home library.
Yeah.
Now, thank God we have digital platforms that we can definitely get all our music from there. And, I still have tons of CDs at home.
Nice.
I was able to have a lot.
Me too.
Cool.
Wow.
That's awesome. So growing up, as far as with your immediate family and music, what type of music was it, when you were actually growing up that you really like, this is me, growing up, and then, how did that evolve?
Man, to be honest, salsa, man. Salsa's what we listen to.
Yeah, so papa.
Salsa. So it's interesting. I grew up in a Christian home.
Okay.
And my mom, it was always like, we couldn't listen to B96 or any of those.
Yeah,
stations, but, we would on a sneak tip be listening to our music. We would but
when Mama wasn't around.
What attracted me, Mama would get us, man. But, she's a great mom. My shout outs to her, man.
Big shout out to
Mama. Shout out to Mama.
Yeah.
But music, we would listen. Salsa was salsa music, man. I love salsa. So salsa, Latin music, some merengue.
Yeah.
So,
Chata came around.
Yeah.
You know how that goes.
Yeah. You mentioned you were about 8 years old when you stumbled over your brother's collection?
10 years old, yeah. More.
So at that point, was that like your first connection with salsa?
Yeah, like when we started listening to it, 10 years old. I don't know if you guys remember cassette tapes.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We would sit there and we would record.
Of course.
Radio, hit
yes,
the play
sir.
and record as soon as the song starts, or as soon as the old school Julian Perez house tracks would come out, hit play and record the cassettes, and we'd play them back. And it was fun, man. We used to take it.
Until you took somebody's tape and recorded over.
They would come apart.
Yeah.
Take a pencil. Take the pencil. Remember 2 pencils. Sometimes you got to take it, roll it
You had
up.
to put that little piece of paper in the top so it
with
record.
the hole. Yes.
And then prior to that, I'm sure if you guys remember the 8-tracks.
Of course.
My mom
my
had
dad
my
had
dad
8 tracks.
too.
Yeah.
in the old Nova.
Yeah, the old Nova. Wow.
It's kind of cool. It's a great foundation, man. I love music. I have an uncle in Puerto Rico that played bongos, and
wow.
if I say that my bloodline comes from my music, my playing. He's a bongo player and plays guido, and probably comes from my uncle. I don't.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was actually there is Christian salsa.
Oh yeah.
Right. So there's Christian salsa, right? And it didn't affect as far as, because my family, they're Christians as well too, but it was more of growing up, but never had Christian salsa. It was just more of listening to that music, right? Just listening to salsa, like the classics, right? And then going from there. But there was always Christian music. Like Christian music was kind of like that flip. Right, of like, man, when you hear Christian salsa, you're like, man, am I supposed to dance in church? Or are you supposed to? Are you supposed
Can
to
I
really
just
dance
do a crossbody leave right here in the aisle?
Well, it's funny. The Christian salsa we had to listen to was Richie Ray, Bobby Cruz.
That's right.
It would be on repeat all day.
Yes.
All day on repeat.
The
Saturday morning we clean the house. Richie Ray, Bobby Cruz.
Richie Ray.
So shout out to those guys.
Yes, sir. So let me ask you a question in regards to while growing up and connecting with the salsa roots and because salsa is unique, you know what I mean? And it's a definitely different rhythm than, of course, bachata, merengue, and cha-cha-cha, right? Even mambo, right? Mambo también. So when you were actually growing up, your connection as far as with playing music or instruments, when did that come about? Did you start playing music, or did you have an instrument while you were actually growing up, grammar school, high school?
Well, no. In just thinking back, it's kind of cloudy.
Sure.
I'm already a grandfather, so you know how that goes. So it's kind of cloudy.
Congratulations.
Okay.
I'm a little old, but I remember us. One of my brothers had a cowbell.
Yeah.
When music was played, we'd hit the cowbell. It was a small little cowbell.
Yeah.
But we would play it like it was a big bongo.
You taught you a little bit of timing.
Yeah. So when I started playing percussion, my original percussion instrument was a bongo.
All right.
Cool.
There you go. Right.
This is
I got excited when I saw those. I was like, cool, man. that was my first percussion instrument. But when I started high school, I wanted to play drums. I wanted to get into the percussion aspect of it. And my teacher's like, no. He used to call some of the students, like, no, Kumba. Everybody was Kumba to him. No, Kumba, get over here, Kumba. You're going to play this. You're going to play this. So I started playing trumpet. And that's
the trumpet.
I played trumpet in high school. Yeah,
oh, wow.
And I liked it. I loved it a lot.
Okay.
The trumpet is actually one of my favorite instruments. I don't know if you've seen the logo for Suena.
Yeah.
There's in the Suena logo. You see the 3 trumpet valves. It's right in the middle of the drum.
So we do have a picture of Suena. I think it's it looked like it's air painted. You know what I mean? Like kind of a I wouldn't say cartoon, but it's the one that you sent me. But it was, so that's one of the ones. But you do have like it's kind of like a logo of all 3, like all of the faces of your group. It says Suena, and then it's actually Latin jazz. But yeah, there it is. Yeah. Those are the guys band right there. So that's the band. I wasn't for sure if the trumpet was actually on there or if it was part of
No, actually,
the logo.
that was a caricature that my good friend artist Irving Rivera. He was in Chicago. Now he's actually out in Florida.
Oh, okay.
He did our caricatures of our band.
That's beautiful,
man. The first guy on the corner is Mr. Stuart Seals, our piano player.
Okay.
And then we got Willie with the guy with the little gray chivita.
The gray bit.
The
chivita.
So you see myself on the center.
Yes, sir.
Mr. David Boer on vibraphone. He's the guy on the top, right above Stuart.
Okay.
And we have Kevin Miller, which is our sax player, and that's our main guy. When it comes to my band with Suena, people ask me, well, you guys don't have a singer. You guys have, you know what? The singer is the sax player.
All right.
And Kevin does a great job. I love him, and he carries the band. I always call him my front man. He's the main guy, and
Shout out
my
to
singer.
Kevin.
Kevin Miller, great
guy.
And then right next to Kevin Miller, you have Jose Abnel Rodriguez. He's our bass player.
Okay.
And I always present him as El Bajista Humilde, the humble bass player.
Yeah.
And right below on the bottom, we have Danny Hernandez. We call him Danny La Metralleta Hernandez. He's the machine gun, we call him. It's funny. When I met Danny, I was DJing a wedding, ironically. And I saw him playing with Jimbo and a few caciques back in the days. This was back probably early 2000s. And I said, man, I would never have that guy on my band. I don't know how I'm going to get him, but I really love the way he plays.
Yeah.
And one day I reached out to him, and he's like, heck yeah. He said the other word, but but he's like, yeah, man. And you know what? All these guys, they started with me around 2010, more or less, around circa that time, 9, 10.
Yeah.
And those guys have stuck with me, man. I'm blessed to have them.
All right, man.
This is such a really cool caricature.
That's a really cool, right.
Yeah.
It's a really cool picture because, you know, one of the things that I love about, you know, even like the old school albums, that the vinyl, right? And you'll be able to get some of the characters as well too, and like kind of the cartoon look as well. So I really like the whole look of how this is, and it really defines you guys as well too as a Latin jazz band.
Yeah,
right, and I think that's the cool thing, and of course,
I just like their expressions.
Yeah,
everybody has such a different expression.
It's kind of cool, but like I said, shout out to Irving Rivera.
Irving, this is awesome.
Great guy.
Big
Love
shout,
it.
big
Kind of
shout
funny.
out.
I just, like I said, man, I've always said, man, the day we stop having fun, we shouldn't do this anymore.
There
and
you go.
I love that.
Every gig we do,
thank you,
is fun. Last night we did a cigar social for Jose Virriel, Puros Virriel cigars.
Yeah.
And man, it's so much fun. And you know, I don't know if you saw any pictures, but we're on there and just we had a great time. We missed Willie. Willie got sick on us, but you know, he's at home with the code. But we had such an amazing time, and just, you know, I got to do what I love: smoke cigars and play my congas. It was great.
Man.
Love it.
So we do have a few comments that I do want to go over. I do want to give some shout outs that's out there, and everybody that's tuning in. Thank you guys so much. My man, tu sabe, DJ Don Rodrigo is checking in. DJ Elio. Papa,
49ers, baby.
What's up, Papa? 49ers.
You saw that?
Melissa Crespo, ¿cómo está? How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. He said 49. He said sabor, tú sabes, candela. Okay, Patty Escobar checking in. Hola, ¿cómo está?
Hi, Patty.
And then DJ Elio has a question. He says, do they have any recorded music?
We're actually working on some recording now. I have my good friend Nathan Rodriguez is gonna help me produce.
Oh, nice, Nathan Rodriguez. Okay.
My buddy from ESO, Armando Perez. I don't know if you guys know ESO.
No.
So we're working on building something recorded officially. There's a few videos on YouTube.
Congratulations.
I think we're past. It's been a long time. It's long overdue, but
Yes,
we're definitely going to start working on our recording. We have a few original tunes that we want to do.
All right.
We just want to put out something good, something solid. I don't want to just put out just a recording.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds so exciting.
Solid.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so follow us on social media. We'll definitely, it's coming soon. That's the goal.
Yes,
coming
sir.
soon.
You heard it here first.
Right. Everybody, we got to go to a little bit of comments
Yes,
here. My
sir.
man, DJ Elio, ¿cómo está, papá? He said, congratulations. Once you've done it, hit me up. Sorry, DJ Elio, he's going to hit us up first because we got to play it here first. We have to play it here first. So we got first dibs already. We talked about that on break. All right. All right. Then we got my man, Jimmy Conga, Papa. He said, El Gran Juan Carlos Delgado. Much love, JC Delgado. Yes. And I was like, all right. And then we have Melvin Lopez. He said, that's for JC. Thank you so much. He says, hola, Valerie.
Hola.
Melvin Lopez also says, don't forget about Cisco.
Cisco.
Well, there's two Ciscos. If you by any, this is interesting that I've worked with in the past.
Sure.
One of them is actually my cousin, Cisco Lopez. He's actually cousins to Melvin's my first cousin, and he's a cousin to Melvin.
Oh wow.
And we connected back in X amount of years ago.
Are we talking about cousin Cisco?
Cousin Cisco. This is Cousin Cisco.
Okay.
Cousin Cisco had a band called Trainwreck Symphony. I don't know if you guys heard of Trainwreck Symphony.
Oh, that is a cool name.
Yeah, it was a cool name. It was a cool band. It was like an alternative rock / He actually got to play with us at Más o Menos a few times, and we jammed out. You guys had Jose Cornier. We played together a few times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cisco was had the long, wild rocker looking hair, and he was playing some Latin jazz, some jazz with us.
Nice.
So Melvin, yes, our cousin.
That's the shout out. And then there's Cisco. When my career first started as a musician, which was back in 2002-03 as a conga player, he's the one that made the connection, and I bought congas, and I knew nothing about them. Ironically, I bought the most expensive congas at the time, and because they were pretty. I bought congas because, and then what makes it even worse is that they're probably the heaviest congas out there right now.
Oh my goodness.
They're so heavy, but I wouldn't trade them for the world, and they're the Giovanni Hidalgo series.
Nice.
And,
oh my God.
That washed white wood.
Yeah.
With the pattern and all that stuff.
Those are expensive.
Cisco Garza, I played with him originally, and he's the one that turned me on to the world of basically like smooth jazz, Carlos Santana music. That kind of influence, and it was cool, man. He's cool, good guy. Shout out to Cisco.
All right.
Shout out to Cisco.
Cisco Garza and Cisco Lopez, my cousins.
Right. Those Ciscos. Right.
Both Ciscos. Cisco 1 and Cisco 2.
Nothing to do with each other, right?
Right. So, part of growing up and, in music, we always have, we have role models.
Right.
Right. We have role models, but we also have influencers, right? Influencers. And sometimes the role models that we may have may be different from the influencers that may be influencing me to do better, influencing me to be able to get to where I'm getting close to at being comfortable, right? In my position of being a musician. The trumpet is something that you love, right? To play. And then you have the congas, right? That we always see you on, right? As well too. Influencing during that time, who was your biggest influencers or influencer?
Well, in reference to being a percussionist or conguero,
yeah.
I mean, I love Latin jazz. Well, and it's not necessarily just Latin jazz. I love the sound of the montuno when it comes on. You get that bell. I'm sure you as a dancer, you feel it because when they come on that, they're doing that C7 sharp. They're going on to that part. You're just you're kicking it. You dancing. So you hear that clave. The clave is what drives it.
Yeah.
And what my influence in that, to be honest, when it comes to conga, I love the Latin jazz. There's very minimal singing, very minimal lyrics. There's some coros, some chants, and I listen to a lot of Poncho Sanchez, Mongo Santa Maria.
My favorite right there. Yeah.
Francisco Aguabella. man, there's Giovanni Hidalgo. Those
yeah,
guys
Giovanni Hidalgo. Yeah,
are,
man.
I mean, those guys are the ones that have, you know, molded me, influenced me. And, you know, so I bought my congas like around 2002, 03. And Frank Diaz, I don't know if you ever met Frank Diaz. Frank Diaz, I met him at a house party. We were doing, he was doing parrandas in Christmas time. I was like, hey, I got a band. You got to come check us out. And I had a little set of bongos at this parranda. And he's like, come play bongos with us. Come play bongos with us. So I showed up one day to Borinquen on Western.
On Western.
And we were playing. It was interesting. A lot of stuff coming back to memory now. It's kind of cool.
That's good.
Memory lane.
And that's when, you know, I met up with them, and I showed up. It was like a vente tu, come jam with us.
Everybody come jam,
come jam. Just come hang out and jam with us. With Frank, you know, his band was Franks and Friends. So Frank Diaz, Frank Merced, and they were the two band leaders, and just everybody hung out. So Ogie Merced walks in, and he looked and he's like, ooh, you got Giovanni Congas there. He's like, those are nice. He's like, here's your first lesson. I'm gonna teach you how to tune your congas. He tuned my congas for me that day.
Nice.
I looked at him I'm like, who the hell's this guy?
Right.
Because I was young. I was green in the world of conga. And he was like, he taught me how to tune my conga. He's like, this is lesson number 1. And I'm like, okay, what are you talking about? Lesson number 1? Who the heck is this guy? who is this guy?
Right,
you know?
right.
So, long story short, I played with them, congas, and a few months later I called Ogie, and I sat down with Ogie for 2 years, and Ogie taught me how to play congas.
Wow.
He taught me how to play congas
I love that story, because, you know, they say when you're ready, the teacher will appear, and it's like you had no idea you were going to meet this person. He saw you with your congas and gave you your first lesson there, and, you know, even though you were a little hesitant, you were like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Like I said, I looked at him like, who the heck is this guy? What do you think you do? You know, touching my congas and tuning them and doing this. And I was like, okay. But I'll tell you what, sitting with him for 2 years, myself and Pete Vale, we sat down with him for 2 years every Tuesday in a garage, a cold garage in the winter. We would play. We learned. He taught us all the basic rhythms for a lot of the, you know, the bomba, the plena, cha-cha-cha, you know, charanga, you know, just a little bit of everything here and there. And he's like, after 2 years, he sat us down, and he's like, look, I'm done with you guys. You and Pete have done very well. You got to find yourself your next teacher. You're going to the next level. And it's been some time, and, you know, it's been a blessing. I'm humbled.
Oh, congratulations.
You know, the thing about that I like about, you know, teachers or people that's humble in regards to music is understanding the future, right? A lot of people don't understand that they just take that path and they do their own thing and then just worry about their career. But one of the things that, you know, that he did for you was to be able to see, number one, your congas was the main attraction for him. You can definitely tell. But then he also saw who was behind that to be able to see that you had a style to go along with those congas. And then he said, let me help you out at a young age.
Right.
And you actually was like, man, I'm on my path to try to get better. But then he actually fine-tuned what you needed to actually fix. Yeah. And then you accepted that. Because sometimes when people come in their personal space, you're like, bro,
don't be touching
just
my
trying
stuff.
to be a musician. Don't try to take my money, right? I got a career, right? Yeah. And then, excuse me. And then you actually learned, and he was your teacher. And it's kind of like that partnership, right? Because that connection that you have, and he just starts showing you the ropes, and then your eyes start getting bigger, and you're like, I didn't know this. And all of a sudden, he says, okay, you're at a level right now that I can no longer teach you, but I think you're at, it's kind of like that kung fu teacher, right? That actually says, hey, all right, Sensei, thank you so much. Now I must attack the world.
That's like one of my favorite parts of that story, because not everybody will identify with your growth and say, okay, you know what? This is the max that I can do. You're so great, and I know you can be greater. It's time to the handoff. It's time to find someone that can, you know, expand your growth in this instrument. You don't hear that all the time,
right?
No, you know, so I love that story about that person who's trained you.
And he, like I said, he selfless, invested his time.
Yeah.
And so we had a great time. We ended up, some of the days was really cool, so we started meeting in my basement. So it was fun, man. It was probably one of the best, as a conguero, it was, the best time in my life being a student. And I'm still a student.
Yes, sir.
Was it shortly after that you just had, did you start like one of your first bands like after that? Or?
Well, throughout the time, like we continued to play like with Frank Diaz, and we met Jose Cornier. I played with him for some time. We've played, the Suena. It's funny how Suena started. Lázaro Lee started Suena. We started it as a trio. It was three guys, and Leslie. Shout out to him, another guy.
Leslie, I love him. He's such a good guy.
Yeah, he played with Frank, and it's kind of funny. One day he was like, he said, I saw what he wanted, and then some of the guys didn't. We weren't in agreement. And he stepped to the side, and he definitely, we took over Suena, and Willie and myself, and I feel like, between him, Frank Diaz, those are like the padrinos of Suena. They're the guys that help form who we are.
I love that.
But no, it was cool. It's interesting how it all just has evolved to what it is. But me and Willie were like, yeah, you know what? Let's keep Suena going, and we took off. We made the logo, and branding is what has helped a lot of my growth in what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere you go, Suena T-shirt or Suena hair, or post a logo here, and
all about the merch.
Yeah, the merch, the branding.
All
that has
about
helped.
the merch.
Aside of adding,
all about the merch.
The talent, definitely is like the icing on the cake.
Right.
You got to have the foundation, and that.
Well, those are the business aspects of it.
Definitely.
Yeah, the merchandising, the logo, and like your cool picture that you just showed us of the caricature.
Yeah.
Like that was really cool.
Yeah.
And you can stare at it for a really long time. So
it's like a cartoon.
Ingrained.
And it's different, right? And
Very
it's different as well.
That was like a
That's good.
spur of the moment thing, which was kind of crazy. I called her, I'm like, yo, I want a caricature of myself. Just can you make me a cartoon?
It's so random.
And and I was like, I want to put it on as a Facebook page or something. And then I was like, hey, can you make the guys? And then, I was like, yo, let's put this together. It's kind of cool.
Did you guys pose, like send him a photo of all of you and then he drew it, or he just drew that freehand?
Those are all individual shots.
Nice.
Okay.
And then if you look at the background is one of my business cards from, I've evolved the business cards also, so they've all changed.
Right.
They all keep changing.
Everything's virtual now.
Yeah, that's the Suena Latin Jazz. So then right around 2014, 15, I decided to separate because I was offering band and DJ services under the Suena Latin Jazz name. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what? I have to change this. Suena Latin Jazz, it's only bringing a certain crowd. Like Latin and jazz are people that like this, and I'm like, I got a chance. So I created Suena Entertainment, the name Suena Entertainment.
Nice.
Suena Entertainment.
And so Suena Entertainment, Suena Latin Jazz, they all write, under the same, it's like one tree, and there's a few branches that are walking out of it. And,
absolutely.
That has helped. It has helped evolve and growing to say, okay, yeah, we offer Latin jazz as part of our entertainment business, but we also offer lighting, we offer photo booth, we offer
outside
custom monogram, and shout out to Rodrigo, because Rodrigo kind of has helped influence me.
He's a big influence.
So it's really cool, and me and my buddy David Gonzalez, he's another DJ, great DJ in Chicago, and he's a house head. I'm more of a Latin guy. So, it's helped us evolve into like, hey, DJ, band, lighting, photo booth, a one-stop shop, and that's why I enjoy offering that. I try to work with good people. Try to not just be me. I don't want it to just be me. I want it to just be a little bit of everybody.
Everything.
I love that.
Shares,
and sounds like you can get the whole package working with you.
Yeah, it's so much fun, man. And you know what? It's funny because the guys tell me, when I have the band, the DJ, the photo booth, lighting, they're like, how the heck do you do it? And you know what? It's not how I do it. It's just do it.
Right.
It's just do it.
And we're going to talk about that because that's one of the things we definitely want to talk about, because of course, me being in that industry as well, we definitely going to talk about how you evolved in that.
Yeah, man.
But you know what? We talk about music.
Before we go to music, can I give this quick shout out?
Let's do it.
Okay, because someone very important popped in here. We have a Jocelyn Delgado who says, "That's my dad."
Aww.
Love that.
That's my baby. Well,
And we also have Anina Ashley.
Yes.
Ashley saying, "Yay, Grandpa!"
Layla.
From Layla.
So Layla's pretty cool because I've never called her Layla. I call her Linda. That's my Linda. So I call her Linda. And that's my oldest daughter Nina.
Okay.
And then Jocelyn is my second one.
All right.
Shout out to Nina and Jocelyn. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nina and
Supporting
Jocelyn.
Dad.
And I'm sure Gio's probably my son Giovanni is watching with them. He's Gio with a J.
Nice.
Giovanni.
Giovanni.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, welcome, family.
It's a family affair.
Yes. We got David Gonzalez also on here as well, too.
Yeah.
David Gonzalez said, don't forget to shout out your DJ partner, which I think you just did.
Right.
LOL
got
at
you.
Suena Entertainment.
David's ahead of me. He said DJ David.
David.
That's his name, DJ David.
Dave's like, "Oh, you gonna mention me? You gonna mention?"
That's my
he
brother,
got
man.
you.
You know what? On the contrary, that David has been. It's funny. I met David. I was a little guy. He's him and my older brother, which we were 6 years apart. They were like in 8th grade. They were like best friends. That was my brother said, "That's my best friend."
Oh, nice.
And sometime in between past, we didn't see each other, and then I became a DJ, and David and I kind of connected, and the DJ, the music, that connected us, and he's one of my best friends. We're very close.
All
All right, DJ Dave.
DJ David.
Is it
You gotta
David?
add
I'm
David.
sorry.
You gotta
DJ
add
David.
David.
David, I will get it. I promise.
David will get it eventually, huh? Yeah. Another quick shout out, if you guys don't mind. Last night I had my best friend also, Eli, came out there.
Eli.
Nice. Big
He
shout
brought the
out.
whole crew. It was kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
Time.
And that's a love, man. That's a love that, when you make those connections, it's just so fulfilling that you actually have people that support, that whole support, concept of things. It just feels so good when sometimes you think the people are not going to support you. They do.
They surprise
right?
you.
And they support you, right? And
Yeah.
it feels good, it definitely feels good.
It's such a blessing, man. It's blessing. It's humbling. One thing that has definitely helped me is just the connection with so many good people.
There you go. That
just
vibe,
good
man.
people. There's and a lot of times when people may say, "Oh, Chicago people are arrogant," or "Oh, he wants to do his own thing." Nah, man. You know what? We're all in this for the same.
That's right.
You
And
know, we're gonna
apparently,
talk-
DJ Rodrigo was talking about tacos, so he tried to make everybody hungry. You're trying not to be hungry in here, okay?
We want to make sure that DJ Don Rodrigo don't have a Coke and a smile. You know what I mean?
Unless you're talking about bringing us tacos,
Right.
we won't turn down any food over here.
David and I, we would always. I mean, not David. I'm sorry, Rodrigo and I. We would always go after our gigs, after every wedding. We finish at midnight, pack up 12:30, 1 o'clock. Where we're going? Taco joint.
Yeah.
Tacos,
Tacos,
right?
boy.
A lot of things has changed in regards to people that gives you that influence to be able to get you to that next level, and then all of a sudden it's on to the races, right? What happens is that you start doing your gigs, and you start actually playing in front of people, and people start supporting you and things like that.
Building your confidence.
Building that confidence, right? So we kind of talked a little bit about promoters, right? And how the promoters are in front of you to be able to showcase your talent, right? And then you have managers, of course, could be promoters as well too, that can actually manage you. In your time of coming up, there's things that we talk about change in regards to attitude change. Have you ran into it? You don't have to name any promoters. I don't want no problems. Of people that have helped you and got to that certain level, and then all of a sudden they saw exactly how good you were, and they were like, well, I'm just going to back off and go a different route. Have you ran into that experience before?
Man, to be honest, when in reference to promoters, man, I've been blessed to work with great promoters, man.
Woo!
Good.
Love that.
Solid people, and it's hilarious because sometimes people have come up to me and warned me. They're like, "Yo, be careful with so and so.
Yes, sir.
Oh, be careful with this guy." You know what I've done? I tune that out, and I look at the person for who they are.
Okay.
And I've been, thank the Lord, I've been 100% honest with people, and they've been honest with me. And if they haven't been honest with me, you know what? They got to deal with God. They don't got to deal with. They don't got to deal with me. They don't got to deal with my
Papa
brother.
Dios, he
They don't-
knows.
That's
Yeah,
right.
The man upstairs can take care of anybody.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yes.
So thank the Lord, I've worked with amazing promoters, and it's kind of funny. and I'm not talking about any promoter. One guy that just comes to my mind is Andres Meneses, Latin Street Dancing.
Yes, sir.
He's always treated me great. I'm still on his website. He has me, he's promoting my band. Unfortunately, pandemic came around. It's kind of dormanted a lot of the bands, a lot of the work. But yeah, Andres took me to some great places. We played at Film Museum. We played Hard Rock. We played Cubby Bear. We've played, unfortunately, at the White Sox Park. No, just joking. I love Chicago. I love Chicago. We played at the White Sox Park over at
for the Latino Heritage Month.
Yeah, Latino Month.
Yep.
Andres took us there. Where else has he taken us? We've done some amazing, fun gigs, places that I never thought or dream of. Like, yo, I've played here. This is really cool.
I love that.
You know, and help you guys to really understand what a promoter does, because not everybody really don't. They don't understand a promoter unless they just put a flyer on their car, right? Or you might see a street team in regards to that. So, having to be a promoter, it's almost as if back in the day, you had to be a promoter to be able to go outside and know social media and have flyers and connect with people. That was like the genuine way of being a promoter. You connect with people here and there and say, hey, you know what? I want to network with you, right? I'll even text you, right? To let you know exactly where we're going to actually be because I have this talent, right? But then also the promoter is actually a way of like a salesperson where you have to convince this person that, hey, you know what? JC Delgado is the bomb, right? Suena is the bomb, right? And you got to come and watch these guys. You got to come and listen to them. And people are also, on the verge is like, yeah, I ain't really heard of those guys. I think, okay, I'll probably watch a video of them before I go, right? And then what
Send
happens
me a CD.
Yeah, exactly. And then what happens is that what happens next? They start hitting the big stage, right? They start getting in areas where you pinpointed of, hey, we're going to be here. Oh, my friends are going to that same place too. I'm going to go and check it out. Needless to say that group that you said no to is actually going to be on the stage. So finally, when you finally hear it, you're like, oh, man. So the promoter gets props in regards to saying, hey, now I got you, right?
Yeah,
now
I own you. You're mine.
Right, I got you. So now it's almost, it's that hard for a promoter to be able to promote someone that nobody has really heard of before, unless it's someone up there. Now, it also hurts as a promoter because you have all of these local bands, which is also good, that people don't support. But as soon as someone big comes, you see those same exact people that you tried to actually get to go out to, support the big ones to keep them on that level where you got the local bands where they're the bomb, right? Is trying to get up to that same level to be able to help. Promoters, I have to say I was promoted at one point in time for the salsa community, and it's hard. It's not easy, right? It's not easy because you try to convince everybody that my event is good, and if you don't come to my event, then, and finally when they come to my event, they were like, oh man, I didn't know it was going to be like this.
It was just getting them to the door. Our meetings were funny.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want salsa,
like I said, man, I've been so blessed, man, to work with good people.
See, that's a good thing.
I love that.
O is another guy that has kind of, he's booked our band, and he's brought us, took us to Joe's Live. It was like, yo, it's like those are like check marks on the bucket list. It's like, yo, for real, I played at Joe's Live. Like, yo, they're fun, man. It's just, and thank God, shout out to those guys. Those guys are doing a good job, and they continue to book us and call us, and we've been seeing a lot of up and coming different guys. And what makes me sad, to be honest, is that I don't see many young cats. Like, now I was having a conversation the other day with my buddy Nathan Rodriguez and Carlos Aquino, trumpet player.
Yeah, Aquino.
And these guys were like, yo, salsa is a dying breed. 'Cause, you don't see 21, 20, 19, 18. I mean, Nathan and Carlos were 17, 16 playing at nightclubs. Their parents.
That's right.
Carlos was telling me, he's like,
they're kind of like bachata is like the thing right now,
Yeah, he was like, my dad had to come in and bring me into the club because I was playing with these big bands,
Yeah.
So you don't see that anymore. I want to see that. And if I can encourage any young kids that watch the show or any parents that have young kids, get them into the music.
Yeah.
Get them into the music. Get them somehow. Get them to play congas, bongos, which a lot of times a lot of people, they like the timbal. They want to learn timbal.
Yeah.
And to be honest, to me, that's the hardest one to play in percussion. It's like the timbal is rough. So I always tell people, you know what? Start off with, bongos. We have the guys that do the cuadro or get these young kids to play.
I
Somehow.
agree.
Get them off the video games and let's get them to play
Well,
some
I think
music.
a lot of that had to do with accessibility.
Yeah.
They had stopped doing a lot of the music programs. Like, you get all of these guys in a room. They all talk about the programs and how they met each other during high school because they were in this program and that program. And it sounds like some of that stuff is coming back again, but it wasn't. It was cut off for a little while.
Yeah.
So hopefully a lot of that stuff comes back. And you mentioned Nathan. From what I understand, he's a teacher.
He's a teacher.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of these, the accessibility, knowing that this is what the services they're providing and that they can teach these kids and, rallying them in to expose them, to instruments and sound and having them fall in love with, instrumentation, so.
Pick up the clave, man. Pick up the clave. Pick up the clave.
Just learn that.
Man,
Yeah.
right?
That's like fulfilling. It's like every song you listen to, no matter what it is,
Come
no
on.
matter what genre it is,
Come
you
on.
can find the clave.
Have more parandas,
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
start with that
But
sometimes.
that's like
you know?
that's like at home, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? When you had a paranda, it's like it's like at home, but I'm always looking on the other side, in regards to why things don't happen. Why do we troubleshoot humans so much, right? And it's like why is it like
It's just
that?
like a tech guy to say something like that.
Exactly, right. Why is it like that? Like what's going on? And even from when we were coming up, as far as in Salsa, we were the young ones coming up, but we got into it like right away. You know what I mean? We were like into it, and you just felt this whole growth. And then you still see people, the young ones, still coming out, but you're starting to see more of an older crowd when you're starting to come out now. But then where is the youth at? Where
I
are
think
they
it
at?
evolves. I mean, right now, bachata is so big.
It's popping.
So I
popping,
mean,
yeah.
there's so much bachata going on, even in the band and the music scene.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel like it's gonna evolve again. People will get tired of it,
yeah,
and
man.
Salsa's always been a struggle, though,
forefront.
when it came to salsa, because we appreciate the way salsa was in our lives.
Yeah.
Salsa right now is, we are playing salsa, but bachata is a thing on a youth end, right?
Right.
And I have to say, dance floor etiquette for the youth.
Here we go.
Dance floor etiquette.
Is that a side note?
That's a side note. That's a
No,
side
I mean,
note.
no.
Dance floor etiquette for the youth on the bachata, right? And even when, even me coming up as far as dance bachata, don't go to R. Kelly, right? Don't go to R. Kelly with the bump and grind. That's all I gotta say. Keep it clean.
There should be a 6-inch rule, right?
Thank you.
Is that
We
how it
got
should
6
be,
feet, right? We got 6 feet. We got 6 feet. I'll buy that, right?
6 inches.
6
Oh,
6
inches.
inches.
It's such an
Rule of
awesome
6 inches.
dance.
6 inch space if you're dancing bachata. No bump and grinding.
Right.
No R. Kelly.
No R. Kelly.
But it is such a sensual dance. Like, it's
It is.
hard to not have some of the closeness.
There's
and as
nothing
long
wrong
as
with
you're
that.
rhythmically flowing in the same direction,
As long as it's tasteful.
it's got to be tasteful.
Somebody gets too greedy. Some people are hungry, right? When you say tasteful, the taste buds are strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They get sour for some of us.
Tasteful. Don't take a bite. Tasteful.
Tasteful.
They're
But
like,
it
oh
is
yeah,
fun.
where my nalgas go? I mean, where my nalgas go? I don't even know where to.
But
I know
mean-
you're teaching salsa too, right?
Do
So
salsa.
you teach bachata too?
Uh-huh.
So, you know what? Hit up Rico, man. Learn
Yeah,
some,
I mean,
learn some of the
when
tasteful dancing.
There you go. Tasteful, spacing.
You won't come
6
out
feet.
pregnant.
Right, you won't come
Yeah.
home pregnant. One of my lines, right? You don't come off the dance floor
That's
like, listen, I
Rico's
don't feel
famous
too good. I
line,
think-
don't come out of the club pregnant from bachata. But I mean, it is a very sensual dance, and it should be danced well. It's awesome. I like it. A lot of salseros aren't always in favor of bachata. I like it,
I'm sorry, man.
But this is like a for real conversation that we have.
But it's like that because we appreciate the music that you guys play.
Right.
Number one, right? It's if we didn't have you guys, we would be dancing, right? But I think what happens is that, and this is kind of like a way of saying, when we dance to your music, we appreciate it, but some people take it a little bit too far, right? They're like, man, that music is really the bottom. I think I'm hungry, right? And then what happens is that's when people tend to like get too thirsty and be like, listen, I just got outside, my water broke, right? And
I just had a baby at the club.
Right, I just had the baby at the club. I don't know how 9 months.
I'm
went that
taking
fast,
9
but-
months off.
Bro, that was a 9-minute song.
But there's nothing like And I'll say this every time. There is nothing like dancing salsa in front of a live band.
Man.
The energy is just, it's insane. It feels so good.
So good.
That's literally how I fell in love with salsa dancing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hearing all the instruments and the orchestra, and I was like, wow, this is it.
But think about it though.
You know?
When you guys play, you're bringing families together.
Definitely.
Right? You're bringing us to the backyard. You're bringing us to where we feel like, hey, this is the way it goes. And then this is the way it goes in regards to being positive and being like, listen, I'm not going to think about what's going on in the outside world because you guys are putting us in a zone. Yeah. You guys are our guide. Definitely. You know what I mean? And that's why we appreciate the live bands.
Gosh,
that's why we appreciate
it's so much fun, man.
It is. There's nothing like it.
It's funny because I always say especially when we have a lot of dancers, and that's why I truly enjoyed working like with Latin Street or some of these, like the Mikey O events when they have like all the dancers come out.
Yeah.
Those are the and I love like when they have like, you know, wear your tuxedo.
Yes, sir.
Wear your your Sunday's best.
Yes, sir.
To bring that vibe back.
Yeah,
and
just
oh my goodness.
I've always said when we see the dancers, it's like they're performing for us.
Yes,
not the band performing for the dancers.
Always, because
sir.
when that band's on fire,
yes, sir.
Oh my God. And this is why I don't wear jewelry when I go out to dance, because literally I will just throw it. I will throw it if it gets in the way. Somebody's lucky day, they got my gold bracelet, and you know, and that's a true story. Like I have thrown Rick knows.
We do blame you guys for us losing coats and shoes and jackets,
everything.
right? Because we be too hot and we be like, listen, man, I had a good time. I don't even know what I just left in the club.
We are
right?
so in the zone dancing that we forget about everything else.
Yeah, it's fun, man. It's a blessing.
Yes, it is.
So Rodrigo chimed in. Yeah, Kizomba is another one. You know, people talk about, you know, the slow kind of grind style dancing, but Kizomba is also an awesome dance.
That's essential.
It is. I mean, that's where pregnancy do happen. And
guaranteed.
I gotta give big shout out to my girl Violetta from Wisconsin. What's up, Violetta? How are you?
It's not a show without you, girl.
I know. So, you know, it's crazy because what happens is that, you know, Kizomba, when I first got introduced to Kizomba, and you knew me as a salsa teacher, you know, it made it hard for me to dance because I'm so used to being loose and, you know, going, even tango, right? When I was doing tango, I was like, oh yeah, I don't know if I can do this. It's too stiff for me, right? But then after a while, I saw different versions of tango también, pero when I saw Kizomba, and I think I did. I think my stomach swelled up. I don't know what happened, right? And the person I was dancing with, and I was like, man, you know, this don't feel right. I'm like, listen, and I'm telling you, for any other guys that's out there,
I feel like I'm gonna go to jail right now.
Right, exactly. I feel like, and it's funny because we were in a class, and you know me, and then all of a sudden it was Pascal. Pascal was like, oh, I got my boy Rico in the class with me. Everybody started clapping, blah, blah, blah. I said, man, thank you so much. And then next thing you know, I'm like, okay, so how does this work? So we go through the whole thing, right? And then all of a sudden, you know, we have to get close. And I was like, really? And then all of a sudden you start dancing slow. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, this don't feel right.
He's
right?
Like, did you all sign disclosures before you walked in here?
Did you get a permission slip?
Right.
I'm like, what is the side effects of Kizomba? Right? I'm like, what's gonna happen here? But you know, it's another dance that, you know, just have to have that dance floor etiquette.
My experience with Kizomba, I really liked it because the first time I danced, actually you were there, was at whatever, I forgot the nightclub we had at the time with Hado and Salsa, and we were doing one side of the room.
It was either Vintage or
was it Paris?
Oh, Paris.
It was Paris.
Paris Cafe.
So yeah, at one point we had that club.
Yes, and Pascal was there too.
Yeah, so because he was the one I danced with.
Okay.
But he knows how to dance.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like violated. But, you know, watching, I have to be honest, I had never danced with anybody else.
Right.
Because I'm
After that,
I feel like one wrong move and, like, you're just going to change the whole scenario.
You're in trouble.
Shall we? All right, everybody. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Now we must talk about the DJ/MC piece. Oh, Papa, this is one of my great subjects. I love talking about this. Okay, DJ MC, how did that come into play with you?
Wow. How did that come into play, man? The coolest thing, well, I always keep saying coolest thing, but it is.
It is the coolest thing.
It's different.
It's okay to have multiple cool things.
I did not grow up as a DJ. A
Sure.
lot of DJs that I know at 12, 13, 11,
Yep.
like, Rod's story, you guys know it. He, his dad took him to bottom of the records and bottom crates, and he learned how to DJ there.
Yeah.
I was a sound guy at 12 years old. The pastor met with the guys at the church, and all the men went. It was men's meeting, and we, I was 12 years old, and pastor's like, we need sound men, we need guys to line up the chairs, guys to do this, guys to do that. And after the meeting, I walked up to him. I said, hey, pastor, can I do sound? He's like, I don't see why not. He's like, sure. So my shout out to Pastor Nelson Quintana. He's the one that got me. He started my career so I did sound. I did sound at the church from the time I was 12 years old till around 22, 23. And still now I'll do sound. Somebody calls me to do sound. I don't have a problem. I'm not the greatest out there. It's all self-learned talent, but. Yep. I have great guys that have given me, a little knowledge here, a little knowledge there, and now I'm learning the whole iPad stuff and those cool programs with how to use the new technology, the new technology.
Congratulations on that. That's exciting.
And it's been cool because I've learned it all on my own. I mean, and I think that has helped me be able to provide a good show. The fact that I have that background of the sound and
absolutely.
I try to buy, I can't afford the super best, but I buy the good equipment that takes me to the next.
There you go.
Absolutely.
And then, it matters because money does matter, right? It does matter, right? Money.
Well, quality matters.
A couple kids and a granddaughter.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Money comes a factor, but thank God, man. I mean, I've been able to invest in some good equipment and, just presentation, man. Presentation. Rodrigo and I, we kind of he polished me, I polished him. It's funny when we connected, he was like, I worked with Windy City Mix for about 3-4 years.
Okay.
Maybe a little longer than that. And he's my friend. We're friends. So we work together.
He's a good resource.
Definitely. And he's like, man, you taught me how to wrap up my cables nice and neat and how to keep my stuff organized. And then I told him, man, you taught me how to mix. I was a DJ for like 7-8 years and I wasn't mixing. I would play, and I believe that, thank the Lord. Mixing is a part of being a good DJ.
Yeah.
And now, thank God, I beat mix everything I play, and I learned how to count my 4s and my 8s and my 16s and 32s.
Yeah.
And I, every time I listen to music, it's a curse because I'm listening to a song. I'm like, okay, I'm counting numbers. I'm not listening to a song. I'm counting numbers.
Yeah.
And with Rodrigo, I do attribute my mixing skills to him, and
awesome.
He's like, just look, try this, do this, and I did that. And then he says I taught him how to MC. What has taught me how to be an MC is I'm not afraid of a microphone. I'm not afraid of people. I'm not afraid of walking up to strangers, be like, hey, what's your name? How you doing? What's going on?
Right.
Or buenas tardes, ¿cómo está? ¿Cómo se llama usted? Mi nombre es JC, un placer. I create that friendship that I try to, and definitely I believe that my mom used to say I would talk to the trees. I became friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody you have such a good vibe.
Yes.
Like I can see that it's so easy to talk to. You have such a good vibe about you.
Yeah. No, it's definitely humbling because in reality, and I'm gonna be honest, as outgoing and friendly as I am, sometimes I feel like I'm shy.
Mm-hmm.
And I came out of my shell after being a little older. After becoming a DJ, becoming an MC. Yep. I was 20, 21, 22 years old, and I was doing a sound for an event at a church. And some guy walks up to me. He's like, "Hey, I'm getting married in 2 weeks. I need a DJ." I was like, "I'm not a DJ." He's like, No. The music you're playing is exactly what I want at my wedding. What you're playing is what I want to hear. Can you do my wedding? I was like, "No, I'm not a DJ. I'm a sound. I could put sound in your. I could bring some speakers and set up some sound." And so my first wedding was, I took 2 church speakers that I borrowed. A sound mixer, a little sound mixer from the church or from a friend of mine that borrowed or something like that, a microphone, and an iPod, and a CD player.
Wow.
That was my first DJ at La Villa Banquet Hall on Pulaski.
Oh yeah,
La Villa. Yeah.
That was my first wedding.
What did you call yourself?
It's ironic because I had just had congas, and I called myself DJ Conga.
DJ Conga?
Wow.
So it's funny because some people still call me DJ Conga, and I'm like, no, I outgrew that. I'm just JC Delgado, or it's Juan Carlo, but JC Delgado. So JC is for sure. It works good. J and a C, it's great. But yeah, that has helped me. Not having the fear of people, not having the fear of a crowd. I can stand in a crowd and just, hey, what's going on? And the secret is you capture somebody's attention. As a DJ,
yes.
You can be the best DJ, but if you're playing the wrong genre, for the people that are there, they're not going to attract what you're playing.
Right.
So,
Right.
I always look at, if I see grandpa in the corner that's hanging out there, I'm going to play some Trio Los Panchos, or I'm going to play some old school Sinatras, or some that's going to bring out, like, yo, that's my song. And I get a thumbs up from grandpa.
Yeah.
That's how I know I'm doing
Right.
it.
And a big part of that job, or a good DJ, I should say, is they do develop those skills and they learn how to read the room.
Yeah.
To read people. Like you said, you mentioned if you see grandma and grandpa in the back, you try to target them. Okay, I'm going to get them out of their
I'm going to
seats.
get grandpa. When grandpa hears that song he used to play in high school to his girlfriend when they're sitting right next to him, and you get that thumbs up, you're like, yo, Jay, you did a good job, man.
See.
You did a good
I
job.
love that.
That's one of the blessings. And then as I've gotten old, throughout the years, more confident, I've learned my chants, One of my main ones is, let me hear you make some noise. Let me hear you make some noise. Come on, guys, make some noise. Throw your hands in the air.
Yeah, I already got it.
And I know Rico's dale, huepa. I already hear dale. And he says dale from the dance floor while he's dancing. Dale.
One of the things that, because, me being an MC, and it's good to be able to hear that coming from you as an MC, is the most important thing that you did say was a connection to the crowd.
Right.
And me as an MC, I can't DJ because I leave that up to the DJs, right? I know music, but I learn music from you guys as DJs, right? And that's why I really appreciate. But when, as an MC, it's me, and that's one of the reasons why I have this show as well too, to be able to MC to the world, right? And make that connection. But it's so important to be able to make sure that everyone is having a great time. And even if you might put a song on to get them out of their bad day into a good day, but just by talking to them makes a big difference.
Talking to them,
big
a
difference.
little joke here and there.
Come on.
I mean, there's times I'm DJing weddings and I pull something out of the box. I heard the best man say something goofy about the groom. A lot of times that's during weddings. Yeah. They try to put them out there. You want to cut them up, and then what I do as a DJ, I remember stupid little things like that, and I'm like, hey, at least I didn't do this. Like,
right.
and that's how I've captured the crowd.
You make it personable.
Yeah, another person that I've worked with. You guys had Amy Yazinger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Jazz. Amy has taken me. She took me to another level. And I'll be honest with you guys. She has. I've done quite a few amount of weddings with her, and she has. They're fun, man. They're fun.
Yeah.
Those what do you call it? The Jewish dance, the halal, what is it?
It's I know what you're talking about.
I don't know the name of it.
I've done a bunch of Jewish weddings with her. And
I know what you're talking about.
I've done, it's hilarious because I say I do the white weddings with Amy. But no, they're just fun. They're fun weddings.
Yes.
And I just enjoy myself.
Thing.
And it's just, like I said, doing it week after week. And it's funny because my piano player, Stuart, he connected me with Amy. And that was like 6-7 years ago. And she's got me on her roster as one of her DJs.
All right.
It's so much fun. I mean, I love it.
So we do have a question from David Gonzalez, and that's a good one. Do you have any embarrassing moments as an MC?
Man, I
definitely, man. When I first started DJing, it's funny. When I first started DJing, I said the bride's name as the last name instead of the groom's name. That was one of my.
Oh, I thought you said the wrong bride.
No. I said the right bride, but instead of saying her, let's say, for example, her name is Gonzalez. Using David as an example. I would say her name was Gonzalez, his name was Smith. Instead of saying Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I said Mr. and Mrs. Gonzalez.
Oh yeah.
I stuck my foot in my mouth, but I've learned.
Yes.
Write everything down, get everything on paper, and
we're in a new millennium. Why not?
Yeah.
Take the wife's last name.
Yeah, and embarrassing moments. I'll be honest. One day I was with with Rodrigo. This is a good one with Rodrigo. And, you know, he's like, come on, you know, usually you want to call people on the dance floor. Yo, we need to bring up. You know, one day he was like, come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring some reinforcement on the dance floor. I'm like, reinforcement? What are you trying to enforce on the dance floor?
There's no war.
Right. No war. We're not trying to, you know, nail the dance floor and make it tighter. You know?
Right. Reinforcement.
It's him and I's inside joke. We need some reinforcement on the dance floor.
Wow.
It's so much fun. So much fun.
Man, well, we're at that time, man. We're at that time, but I have something for you, man. I have a shirt for you.
Hey.
A Rico No Suave shirt, right? And one of the things about this shirt is I'm so glad that you're also an MC, right?
Hey.
I'm also glad that you're a DJ. I'm also glad that you're a band leader for Suena. And then also, of course, man, you're just an awesome guy overall,
Thank
man.
you, man.
And
You really are.
And I think that's what we love about you. So this shirt we present to you from the Rico No Suave show.
Hey.
JC Delgado, everybody. Yeah.
Right here, there you go. Shirt, the ultimate shirt that goes with me. Thank you.
That's right, man.
Thank you for
Papa.
having me on the show, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you to Valerie.
So
Yes,
good
sir.
to see
Thank you guys, and like I said, man, hopefully we'll make some room here. Bring the band one day.
Yeah, man. We have to make
We
some.
love
We'll
it.
have to rent out a space. We'll rent out a space
Rent
to
out
make
space,
it happen.
or if you wanna do something informally, formally. we
Yes,
could do
sir.
it. Doing, you know,
Maybe we should do a viewers appreciation party.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. I mean,
I see an event coming on the horizon, guys.
Shoot me a call, shoot me a text. I'm available. I mean, we'll make myself available.
And we can find you also, of course, you're JC Delgado on Facebook. As well, too. You have a website for?
Facebook. Well, I do have Suena Entertainment and SuenaLatinJazz.com. They both direct to my Facebook pages.
Okay.
So I'm actually working on building a decent website. And, you know,
So you have a group in Facebook for
Facebook,
Suena Latin
Suena
Jazz.
Latin Jazz, and then Suena Entertainment.
Suena Entertainment, the
Yeah.
Facebook
Suena
page.
Facebook page.
Okay, and they can message you there.
They can message me there, or JC Delgado, or call Rico and have him give me my
JC
number.
Delgado, or you can
give
call
my
us here
number.
at the
You can call the
Call
show.
I mean, definitely, I'm very accessible. I'm always, you know, I try to respond as quick as possible. And,
Yes, sir.
you know, like I said, it's fun. It's fun. And if I can't make it, unfortunately, I definitely have great guys that we've worked with that we can make the connection.
My man.
JC Delgado.
Thank you guys so much.
Put your hands together, everybody. You already know that was JC Delgado. Otra vez, mi gente. Yes. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's show. I hope you guys had a great time as far as with us. Remember, we are here every Saturday starting at 12 o'clock, everyone. Next week, everyone, is our Halloween special. So, yes, we will be dressed up in our Halloween, and we'll be talking everything Halloween next week from 12 p.m. to 1:30. So don't forget to tell your friends and family about what's happening next week. But what did we learn today? Once again, you can have multiple talents. That multiple talents can also be a great connection for you to be able to network with great people and always keep that positivity path all the way through. But that's what JC Delgado did, right? There was really no riff-raff or anything like that. And if he did, he just said, hey, shoo, go away, right? And if he did say, shoo, go away, they're like, man, I really want to work with you now. I got to change my attitude. All right, everybody, we're going to see you guys next week on the show, Tu Sabe. Don't forget, Rico No Suave show is where you want to be at every single Saturday. As we end off the show, just like